testify, raise your right hand, please.
Raise your hand.
All right, you volunteer. You swear to tell the truth, but the truth, the testimony you're going to give here today, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
Now, petitioner calls Ryan Andrew Pitts. Please state your name.
Ryan Andrew Pitts.
Mr. Pitts, you've joined in the petition for termination and adoption with your wife, Teresa Diane Pitts. You all reside in Waxahachie, Texas. You're not related to the little girl you're seeking to adopt. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The 301st District Court of Dallas County has acquired and retains continuing jurisdiction of this suit and this child by virtue of a decree previously entered in cause number 09-18061-T. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You and your wife have acquired standing pursuant to Texas Family Code Section 102.003 to bring the petition for termination and adoption. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The child you're seeking to adopt is Eden Ann Brown, a female born July 22nd, 2008 in Ellis County, Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The biological mother of the child is Tiffany Ann Harelka. She was served with citation on April 9, 2014. She's failed to appear in opposition or file a written answer, and she's wholly made default. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The presumed and biological father of the child is Peter Nathaniel Brown. He waived issuance and service of citation in an affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights executed February 21, 2014. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The managing conservators of the child are Clarence Nathaniel Brown and Ruth Ann Brown. They are present in court today. They've each executed waivers of citation, filed among the papers of the court. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You know of no other guardianships, conservatorships, or other court-ordered relationships pertaining to the child. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The child does not own or possess any property other than personal possessions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As grounds for termination of the parent-child relationship between the mother, Tiffany Harelka, and the child, you've alleged that she voluntarily left the child alone or in the possession of another, not the parent, and expressed an intention not to return. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Also alleged that termination of any parent-child relationship between Tiffany Ann Harelka and the child would be in the child's best interest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As grounds for termination of the parent-child relationship between the father, Peter Nathaniel Brown, and the child, you've alleged that he executed an unrevoked affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights as provided for by Section 161.103 of the Texas Family Code. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You've alleged that termination of his relationship with the child would be in the child's best interest. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir.
You have also alleged that it would be in the best interest of the child for the court to terminate the right of the child to inherit from and through Tiffany Ann Harelka and Peter Nathaniel Brown. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If the court grants the termination of parental rights today, you're asking the court to grant you leave to adopt the child. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You believe that to be in the child's best interest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The managing conservators, Clarence Nathaniel Brown and Ruth Ann Brown, have each consented in writing to your adoption. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The child has resided in the home with you for more than 6 months. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
There's been a favorable social study prepared as required by law investigating the circumstances and conditions of your home. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You've reviewed health, social, educational, and genetic information on the child and the biological parents of the child, and we filed a summary of that information. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You and your wife have also undergone criminal and child abuse registry clearances reflecting you have no record. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're asking that her name be changed to Eden Ann Christina Pitts. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're asking the court to order the sealing of file and the minutes of the court in this cause. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Finally, you have me execute an affidavit of compliance, which is attached to the petition. It indicates we did not comply with Chapter 162, Subchapter B of the Texas Family Code because the child is not the subject of an interstate adoptive placement. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, pass on.
So you understand, if the court grants the termination and the adoption of this child, you and your wife will be obligated to take care of the child until she reaches 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And beyond.
And beyond. And so is it true that you and your wife have gotten the child into therapy and are assisting her with understanding the complexities in her life and the traumas that she's endured?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And isn't it also true you and your wife have gotten the child into private school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you see both of your children on the floor, and you have a biological child, and now you have a little girl as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And they're about the same age, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness.
Your Honor, petitioner calls Teresa Diane Pitts. Please state your name.
Teresa Diane Pitts.
And Ms. Pitts, you've joined in the petition for termination and adoption with your husband Ryan in your request to adopt the child that you and your husband have named Eden Ann Christina Pitts. Is that
Yes.
correct? If I were to ask you the same questions I asked your husband, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
Do you believe this adoption is in the child's best interest?
Yes.
And just briefly, Ms. Harelka was served with citation. After service of citation, she then communicated to mentioning in servitors that she was not objecting to moving forward with this, is that correct?
Yes.
And thus, that's the basis for the finding that she voluntarily left the child alone in possession and expressed an intention not to return, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, Counsel.
Ma'am, isn't it true that Kay will visit your daughter and your family at your residence?
Yes.
And isn't it true that at the dining room table, we sat with you and your husband, as well as the paternal grandparents of this child?
Yes.
And isn't it true that your family has unified for the best interest of this little girl, and she will have contact with her biological paternal family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you believe it's the best interest of this child that the court grant your adoption?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Judge, may I call the child?
Eden's reading.
Eden, will you show the judge what you drew for me? Okay, thank you. Eden, do you remember I asked you to draw your family? Yeah? And did you draw, who did you drew your dad? Can you show the court who your dad is?
Dad.
Who's your dad? Over there? And where is he in person?
What?
Where's your dad in person?
In this room.
And your mom? Okay, in there, okay. And you drew your brother as well? And is he over there? Okay. Judge, Judge, I'd ask you to admit the picture the child drew of her family and ask you to adopt that as my exhibit number 1.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay. And
Admitted.
thank you. And Eden, you're excited to change your last name? What do you want it to be? Okay. Judge, I have no further questions. Judge, I believe this is in the best interest of this child and this family. For you to grant the termination as well as the adoption. They've made every effort to put this child in therapy, which has been in therapy for at least a year now. Her room looks like it came from Florida. It's just beautiful. And she's well adjusted with her family. So this will give her an opportunity to thrive.
Absolutely. Court will note the father's affidavit of a relinquishment on file and attached to the original petition. Court will note that the mother was served with a citation on April 9th, 2014. She did fill up all names. Court will note the criminal history report, which is nothing unfavorable there. Social study is favorable. And based on what I've heard and seen here, it looks like this is in the best interest of the child based on the report as well. Court will grant the termination and the adoption pursuant to the order submitted to the court. Congratulations.